Go.
We're going to do the lower body warm-up, but in any warm-up, our focus is to increase our body temperature, improve ranges of motion, and stimulate our nervous system so that we can get ready to work out. So the first exercise we're going to do is a glute bridge to a march. For all of these exercises, do 8 reps. If you're going through it too fast, do more reps. If you're going through it too slow, do less reps. It should take you about 10 to 15 minutes to go through this completely. So the first exercise is a glute bridge march. I'm going to drive up with my glutes, march one side, back down. This is a supine straight leg raise. And what we're going to do is we call it dead bug style. We're going to touch opposite hand to opposite foot. So what I want to do is, back is flat. I'm going to sit up, bringing a leg up and touch toe to foot. All right? A 90-90 iron cross. I'm going to put my palms up and I'm going to be 90 at my hips and 90 at my knees. I'm going to turn and rotate to one side, keeping my shoulders glued to the floor, and then turn and rotate to the other side. If I want a little bit more range of motion through my cervical, I'm going to, instead of looking towards the direction I'm going, I'm going to look away towards my hand and then back through. The yoga series. So we're going to start with our toes planted on the floor. We're going to rock back into a child's pose. So when I get into this rock back position, I'm trying to fold my abdomen onto my thighs and get a stretch through my backside. From here, I'm going to lift my knees off the ground, extend my legs, and I'm going to rock 1, 2 for my ankles, and then come forward, stretching my hips. Cars drill is a controlled articulate rotation of the hip joint. So the hip joint can rotate in and rotate out, as well as move forward, move out, and move back. So we want to try to cover all these ranges of motion through the drill. So as I go up, I'm going to extend my leg up, rotate, bring it out, bring it in, and start to rotate in. Then extend out, and I can reverse that range of motion to come back. Bird dog, knee to elbow. We're going to do 8 on each side. Don't alternate. Do one side at a time. So I'm going to reach out and then bring my knee to my elbow. Scorpions. So we're going to face down, and we want to try to bring our hand to our opposite, our foot to our opposite hand. So as I lie here, I'm going to put my palms flat. I'm going to take my left foot, I'm going to bring it to my right hand. Again, if you want a little more range of motion for your cervical spine, as I bring my left foot to my right hand, I'm going to look to that hand. It requires me to turn my head a little more. I'm going to do a Spider-Man mountain climber. If you want to add a reach with this, you can. All right. Other than that, you're going to get into a plank position. You're going to step up one side, stretching the back hip. All right. If you want to add a reach, and then back through. Okay. What we're going to do is a Messier squat. So the Messier squat, we're going to take into a side lunge position. Okay. And you're going to rock from one side to the other, maintaining a low hip angle. If you can't do this like Ben can on his own, what we're going to do is just use the squat rack. So from here, you'll just use a squat rack, or you can use a door frame. Yep, and you'll use it to assist your range of motion, right? The goal is, though, is make sure you stay low. Go from one side to the other. You got to do each side, 8 reps. All right, so for 15 to 30 seconds, you're going to work a hip flexor stretch. You can do it elevated. So we're gonna bring one foot up, right? And I'm gonna stretch into my back hip. I can keep my hand down or up, but I wanna stretch this hip out as well as get a good amount of flexion in my ankle, all right? So I can feel this stretch going right into my front of my hip. I'll hold that for 15 to 30 seconds.
Go.
All right, so for 1 to 3 sets, you're gonna perform 3 to 5 reps of a plyometric exercise or a throw, right? So for lower body, this could be as simple as just a standing jump. You could do a hiding jump, okay? We want them to be explosive and you're kind of ramping up. For the throws, you can do a side throw, you can do an overhead throw, right? But we want you to get your body charged and start to really get it ramped up to work out. To finish out, we're gonna do a stretch for 15 to 30 seconds with a light weight in one hand. So I'm gonna work my right foot and hold the weight in my right hand. I'm gonna start first with a calf stretch, keeping my knee relatively straight. After about 30 seconds, I can switch to the other side. And then after I've done both sides with the knee straight, I'm gonna work doing each side with the knee bent. So right here, I'm keeping my knee bent, pushing it forward, and letting my heel drop down.